iOS 12 has a pretty bad bug. You've probably seen the headlines and the tweets telling you to turn off FaceTime on all of your iOS devices and Macs immediately, and then Apple has a huge problem on their hands. But let's take a step back a minute and ask ourselves, is all this really necessary? I'm Robert Rosenfeld with the Apple Circle, and let me tell you why I don't think it is. Before we jump into this video, be sure to subscribe to the Apple Circle if you haven't already, and be sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up if you want to see more newsy type videos like this. All right, so if you haven't heard, let me kind of try to sum things up. It was recently discovered that I could, for example, make a FaceTime call over to Matt. But before Matt picks up on that call, if I was to add myself to that call as another person, FaceTime would kind of freak out and force initiate a group FaceTime call where I could hear Matt's iPhone mic before he actually ever picked up the call. It was also discovered that if Matt was to hit the power button or either of the volume buttons, it would then turn on his camera, allowing me to see what his camera sees as well. The bug is just bad. There is no getting around it. It is a bad bug. And a few hours after this issue kind of overtook social media, Apple did issue a response saying that the issue would be resolved in a software update coming later this week. And then later that night, they went as far as to just shut down the group FaceTime servers altogether, so you couldn't replicate this issue or no one had to worry about it happening to them. So in my opinion, I think this whole situation is just a little bit overblown, and just give me a minute to explain my reasoning. And I want to make it clear that I'm in no way saying this bug isn't critical or this bug doesn't need immediate attention from Apple or they don't need to take responsibility. They definitely do. But going as far as to issue an emergency declaration and going on television warning people and telling them to turn off FaceTime immediately on their devices, I think it's all just a little bit much. For the record, anyone affected by this would have had a record of a person attempting to FaceTime them. You would see that as a missed FaceTime call. And this is not Apple selling your personal information or a smart speaker always listening in and recording what you have to say. This is just a bad software bug. And I think that Apple responded appropriately here, and they did everything I could ask of them to do. I'm not really sure what more they could have done in a matter of just a few hours from when this thing went viral to when they actually did start issuing a response and taking action. But to play devil's advocate here, this isn't the first major Apple security issue the company has had in the past few months. And also the company just took a big stand at CES a few weeks ago to yet again reinforce the commitment to privacy they have on the iPhone and the entire Apple ecosystem. There's also a report floating around online and a YouTube video that someone claims to have alerted Apple of the bug a few days ago before the internet kind of took it by storm. We don't know whether or not this is true just yet, but even if it is, for a company as large as Apple, it's going to take some time to replicate the bug, issue a fix, run additional tests and updates. We're just talking a matter of days between when the user claims to have alerted Apple until now. So you got to give them some time. In my opinion, there is no need to go all out DEFCON 5. Now, of course, if you're feeling uneasy or unsure, turn off FaceTime for the time being. But to go on air or to go on social media and tell everyone to turn off FaceTime because it's dangerous and to use the iPhone right now is unsafe, it's simply just untrue. All right, so where do you guys kind of fall with this issue? Do you think Apple did enough? Did they not do enough? Did you feel the need to turn off FaceTime? Are you worried? Leave a comment down below and let us know. I know this is a little bit of a controversial video. Some might agree with me, some might not, but let's just have a civil discussion down below in the comments, or let's at least try. I am Robert Roosevelt with the Apple Circle. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.